Please help me welcome back these Hall of Fame members. From the class of 1997, Eugene Thomas, track. From the class of 2000, Jim Nelson, golf. From the class of 2001, Angie Fielder, softball. From the class of 2004, Melissa Bader, softball. Jim Streeter, former Sports Information Director and former Ostrike Award recipient. From the class of 2005, Dr. Rozier, team physician. From the class of 2007, Marcy Kelly, softball. Also from the class of 2007, Doug Willer, wrestling. From the class of 2009, Gary Strickland, athletic trainer. From the class of 2010, Clement Chukwu, track. Also from the class of 2010, Hildred Lewis, football and track. From the class of 2011, Howard Booth, gymnastics, cheerleading, and track. Also from the class of 2011, Linda Milholland, softball. And lastly, from the class of 2015, George Harrison, football and baseball. Who is it? I'm very sorry, sir. You were left off our list, and you are maybe the most important man here. Ladies and gentlemen, Joseph Codrington. It was just a dramatic pause. Don't get excited. Let's hear it for this amazing group. All right, before we continue with tonight's induction, it's important to recognize several key contributors and special guests in attendance. Please welcome the Vice President and Director of Intercollegiate Athletics, Heather Like. Please welcome Vice President and Secretary to the Board of Regents, Vicki Reum. Vice President of Communication, Walter Kraft. Interim Assistant Vice President for Alumni Engagement, Glenna Frank Miller. Thank you all for being here. Your support is sincerely appreciated. Now then, next I would like to introduce the leader of a very special group that is more passionate about EMU athletics than any group that I know of. Hall of Fame member and current E-Club president, Howard Booth.
Thank you, Chad, and welcome. The E-Club is proud to present the Athletics Hall of Fame induction ceremony and to honor tonight's inductees. The E-Club is a chartered alumni chapter by the EMU Alumni Association and is comprised of the former letter winners throughout all of the years. We serve the university and athletics by promoting and preserving the tradition, pride, and loyalty among all letter winners. And in addition to the Hall of Fame, we recognize outstanding academic achievement among our current EMU student athletes through the IPSI Awards. And we assist the athletic department in awarding varsity jackets to our first-time letter winners. In addition to that, for the first time tonight, we are excited to announce that the launching of the E-Club fundraising campaign to expand and relocate our Hall of Fame to the West Concourse of the Convocation Center. There is an urgent need, we're out of space there, to expand for the recognition plaques for the future Hall of Fame classes. The West Concourse represents a much higher traffic and visible site for the Hall of Fame, as well as attendees of the Convocation Center events will learn much more about our rich history and storied historic past. This space will also allow us to display a large-scale graphics, photos, memorabilia, and include modern technology such as a video board, kiosk, to honor members of this accomplished group. Please stay tuned. By 2017, early, we will be producing a brochure, updating the E-Club website, and follow the E-Club board members as you can follow, and we will be back to you asking for your support. The E-Club is invested in EMU, our student athletes and former letter winners as well. At this time, I would like the E-Club Board of Directors members to stand and be recognized. If you would. I would also like to thank another important board. They are the Alumni Association Board of Directors who charter the E-Club. Tonight we have their president, Patrick Berry, in attendance. Patrick, would you stand and be recognized? Additionally, I would like to thank Jessica and the Office of Alumni Relations and EMU Athletics for their support of the E-Club and for being true partners in planning and executing this evening's event. On behalf of the E-Club and all of the former letter winners, I would like to congratulate the class of 2016. Tonight, you will join a legendary group of EMU athletes, Thank you for your hard work and dedication to lay the footprints for the future EMU student athletes. Thank you.
Thank you, Howard. Our next speaker is the Vice President and the Director of Intercollegiate Athletics. Her name is Heather Like. Heather has entered her 4th year at the helm and has made quite the impact here in Ypsilanti and in the EMU Athletic Department. The Eagles have compiled a list of great accomplishments, including these. EMU's first ever Mid-American Conference Cartwright Award for all-around athletic development excellence. EMU, yeah. EMU's first ever Mac Jacoby Award for the top women's program in the MAC. The highest overall GPA in EMU athletic history with a 3.259. That's a 3.259. I was thinking of my grade point average. My GPA was 2 point something, something, something. And something we all could do more of. How about over 5,000 hours of student-athlete community service in a single year? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Athletic Director Heather Like.
Thank you. Well, thank you, and certainly it's an honor to be here on behalf of the athletic department. You know, I'll just tell you the accomplishments that Chad rattles off are certainly a testament to the quality of coaching staff we have here and the quality of student athletes that they recruit and the unbelievable team that I have a chance to work with every day. So I know a lot of our athletic staff members are out there, and if you could just stand to be recognized. I know Christian and Dan and Becky are here, so thanks to that team. Everybody knows you don't accomplish anything exceptional alone, so it's a great honor to be here. We're thrilled to welcome the Hall of Fame class of 2016 and celebrate each of your athletic and coaching accomplishments. I would just say one of the best parts of this job is certainly celebrating events like this, where we can look back on the history and tradition that this athletic department was built upon, and it inspires us to continue to build champions every day. As members of our Hall of Fame, you are among the most decorated and accomplished athletes and coaches to ever represent Eastern Michigan University. You represent the class and the pride and success that we inspire to achieve every day. I want to thank Howard Booth and the E-Club, Howard, for your incredible leadership and taking on the vision of enhancing the Hall of Fame, making it more interactive, more visible, and an opportunity when people come to the Convocation Center to see it and interact with it and be a part of it. So thank you to the Hall of Fame for all your incredible support and vision of continuing to help us progress. Jessica from the Alumni Association. Jessica, I know you're behind the scenes. Where are you? Stand up and be recognized. Jessica, over here. Someone at my table asked me, you know, did you design this? I said, no, they just told me what time to be here. I didn't do a bit of work. Jessica and Kathy Steiner, thank you for all that you guys did to make this night happen. Your incredible attention to detail does not go unnoticed, so thank you. You know, I think one of the best things about working at Eastern Michigan and the chance to be here is when you get the chance to meet people that have just a tremendous sense of pride in the Block E. It's either because they wore the jersey, they coached for the jersey, or they cheered for the jersey. And a night like tonight is what that represents. And, you know, I'll just tell you that tonight's class is a chance for us to represent and celebrate the best of those jerseys. Our 5 Hall of Fame members in the class of 2016 bring some incredible athletic and coaching backgrounds for us to celebrate. And, you know, Jackie Robinson has a quote, and he basically says that a life is not important except for the impact that it has on other people's lives. And, you know, you see your teammates that are here, the players that you coached, the family members, and I'll just say to the Hall of Fame members, you guys have had an impact on other people's lives, and I know you know that, but tonight is a time when you can look out into the audience and recognize the impact. And I want to thank everybody who's here to be with the Hall of Fame inductees, because I know it means a lot to them, but I know they mean a lot to you, so the impact is real. In this class, we have one 3-time MAC Wrestling Champion and a MAC Wrestler of the Year, and they're going to go into the details of your accomplishments, but Steve Brown, what an unbelievable background. Yes. We have a 9-year head softball coach who certainly has coached many of the Hall of Famers that are down that hallway, Connie Miner. We have a 2-time All-American, a 6-time MAC relay champion, and he certainly kept our streak alive, running in the 2000 Sydney Olympics with the 400-meter and the 4x100 relay for Barbados, Fabian Rollins. And we have a MAC Baseball Player of the Year, the first in our history at that time, and he also led the MAC with a .447 batting average, which was 10th best in the country, and Greg Ryan. And finally, you know, we have one Jelly Roll. I hope you tell the story, because I don't know it, and I want to learn it. So Lionel Dalton, thank you for being here. In all seriousness, Lionel had the opportunity to talk to our football team tonight, and you know, coaches, they tell the message every day, and you know, probably to a player, you know, you've heard it 1,000 times. So when former athletes come back and talk to our teams like you did, it means so much. So thank you for being here, and thanks for the message to our team. It means a lot. And lastly, I just want to tell you that, you know, we talk a lot in the athletic department about building a sense of pride in this university and working hard every day to make our university and our alumni proud. And there's nothing that's going to deter us from continuing to do that. But I want you to know how so proud we are of this class, the way they represented themselves when they were student athletes here, when they coached at Eastern Michigan, and we continue to celebrate their careers, and we're just extremely proud to call you our Hall of Famers. Thank you for what you've done for Eastern Michigan. We want to keep you engaged and a part of this tradition. We wanted you to be back. We hope you are a part of the new Hall of Fame endeavor and project, and we're grateful for all of your support for being here tonight. Congratulations to the class of 2016.
Thank you, Heather. We're now going to take a short break. Standing contributions to EMU Athletics, and someone who epitomizes the E-Club core values of success, distinction, tradition, recognition, and pride in EMU. This year's recipient is Robin Baughan. Here to present the award to Robin is former O-Strike Award winner. Give it up for Jim Streeter.
Thanks, Chad. I don't know if I have time for one quick little joke, just to start things off on the right note. There were two athletic administrators, let's call them Christian and Heather, just for kicks. And they were driving in a car, and they were in a hurry to try to get through the city to a meeting. And they come, and Christian's driving, and they go get up to a stoplight. And they're about 100 feet away, and the light's turning, and it gets to yellow, and it's almost red. And Christian goes blasting through the light. And Heather says, "Christian, what are you doing?" He said, "You're going to get us killed here." He says, "That's all right. My brother does it all the time." He says, "It's okay." So they get through that, come to another light, same situation. Light's changing, goes from green, yellow, just tips into red. Christian blasts through it again. And Heather says, "What are you doing? You're going to get us killed." He says, "That's all right. My brother does it all the time." He says, "It's okay." She says, "Okay." So they go on further. They're almost to their destination, get another traffic light, turns green. Christian slams the car and stops right there. Heather says, "What are you doing?" He says, "My brother might be coming." You got to think about it a minute. The O-Strike Award is a special honor for the E-Club to give, and it's designed to really honor the people that kind of work behind the scenes and give a lot of hours to the university and to the E-Club and to make events like this better. And we have a kind of a tradition. Of course, Ron Oestrike was one of the great baseball coaches in NCAA history. And I actually traveled with baseball when I first started my job. And after a game, I would go to Oak and I would say, "Oak, do you want the stats?" And if we won, he'd say, "Streets, where are the stats? Get them to me right now." I'd get them to him, sit down. So we'd go to the next game, and if we lost, I'd say, "Oak, here are the stats." And he'd say, "Get those goddamn stats out of here. I don't want to see them." So he was consistent. He only wanted to win. But once he retired after a great success at Eastern Michigan, he still loved the university with all his might, and he took on the E-Club as a challenge to return it back to the glory days of when he was a student on campus. And he was one of the key people that really got the E-Club renovated. We have it open for all home football games for any letter winners and their friends to come down to halftime and share a beer, and it's been very successful. And Oak sort of did all of that work on the E-Club. He got friends. If he knew you, he was your friend, but he also wanted you to help him. And so any work that was done in there were done by friends and former players that had some means to help him. So it's quite an honor to get an award in his name. And Robin Vaughn certainly lives up to the legend that Ron Oestrike was. The only problem we have with Robin is once we name a president on the E-Club executive board, we expect him to stay, and it's not a year or two. I think the bylaws say it's a 3-year appointment, but that sort of gets overlooked when people are really good. And we kept Robin in there for quite a few years, and finally I think just wore on her too much. And it's a lot of work to have to come in after you're working full-time on a job and to come in and do a lot of the extra work behind the scenes. But what a great person we had for a leader for quite a while. And our hope is that once she rests for a couple years and gets closer to retirement, that she'll be back on board and leading us as president again. So please help me welcome our Oestrike Award winner, Robin Vaughn.
I'm glad the ball players are here. I love a rowdy crowd. I'll see you all tomorrow at the tailgate. So those of you who know me and have been around this event for a while know that I've emceed this event a few times. Got to tell you, I'm a lot more nervous now. First of all, I'd like to congratulate the 45th or 41st EMU Hall of Fame class. You're all richly deserving. I can't wait to hear your stories because they're always good. And I have a few of my own. I'm so honored to receive the O Strike Award because I had the good fortune to serve on the board when Oak was on it. It's also important to me because Oak became a part of my life at a very early age. Some of you don't know this, but I grew up in Trenton, Michigan, not New Jersey. And I went over when I was just a little kid, like 5 years old, to play ball with kids where all kids played in Trenton, in the street. And I was a little kid, and I didn't really know much about playing softball yet, so I didn't know how to hold the bat and swing the bat. A man came down from his porch, and he didn't care that I was a girl, and he didn't care that I was, at that time, terminally left-handed. He showed me how to hold the bat and swing the bat. And that man was Ron Ostrike. So he's obviously very important to me, and he's no longer with us, but I know he's looking down on us tonight. He's proud of this event today and proud of what the E-Club has become. When Oak called me to suggest that I join the E-Club board, I don't know anyone who ever tells him no. It was certainly not me. It was not unprecedented to have a woman on the board, but it was certainly not the norm. And I don't think that he was used to my outspoken nature. And I told him that the E-room looked like some guy's basement downriver. And that got the look from him, and I knew I shouldn't say anything else for a while, so I didn't. But we eventually did fix it, and he got used to my ways of getting things done. When I first came to the E-Club board, we were working on a new logo. So we did branding when branding wasn't cool, because that was, I found out tonight, 1997. In addition, we raised $100,000 to move the Hall of Fame to where it is now. And I'm glad to see that it's coming for renovation again. We need it. And we raised more money to renovate some guy's basement downriver to the room that it is now. And I hope all of you that are letter winners and are at the game tomorrow, which you should be, to come down in the E-room and share a drink, some camaraderie, and be proud of wearing the E. We have also other programs. It's now called the IPSI Award. It was called the Scholar Athlete Banquet in my day. And we brought the varsity jacket ceremony to the university also, which is a nice way. And let's be clear, we're recruiting the current athletes to become E-Club members when they graduate. And that's not lost on us either. And we also have replacement rings and jackets. The lady from Jostens is here tonight. I have mine. How about you? The best part of being on the board is the camaraderie. I regard the people that I've served with as my brothers and sisters. We accomplished some great things together, and I'm very proud to be a part of it. Thanks to my mentor, he's not here tonight, Ken Brushansky. He meant a lot to me and taught me some things about leadership that I took to the E-Club board and also to my professional career. And there's Ken Beamer, Nels, Street, Angie, and even you, Eugene Thomas, where are you? I miss bantering with you. And we had some, I'll call them banters, but that's what made the E-Club great, was the camaraderie. And then there's Ed Mazinski. Thanks for the kiss, honey. We became friends because of our association on the board, and I love you, Ed. Even though I found out on this stage that he's the one that threw snowballs through my Brown Hall dorm room when we were in school. Thanks to Claudia Wasik for suggesting to Oak that I join the board. I wish she was here. And thanks to Jessica Netziba for all the things she does and the million things that she and I know that probably not a lot of other people know. And Thanks to the E-Club board members, past and present. I've loved serving with you for a lot of years, for a lot of the fun, for all the great work we did, and for an event never to be forgotten by me, when as a pre-Title IX athlete, 28 years after I earned it, I received a letter jacket on this stage. I will never forget it, and I treasure it. Thank you. Most of all, thanks again to the E-Club board for nominating me to the O-Strike Award. It means a lot to join our previous winners, Oak himself, Ed, Jack Johnson, Ken Beamer, Street, and I can't wait to see who comes next. I'll always be an E-Club member, and if you're a letter winner, so should you. And by the way, join the Alumni Association too. It's free. I am forever Huron. No one will ever take that away from me. Rock on. But most of all, I'm truly EMU. Thank you very much.
Let's hear it for Robin Baughan. Congratulations, Robin, and thank you, Jim. All right, our first Hall of Fame inductee of the evening is an all-star wrestler by the name of Steve Brown. Please roll the film on Steve.
Nicknamed the Animal by his coaches and competitors, Steve Brown took a stronghold early in his career as one of EMU's most dominating wrestlers in school history. At 118 pounds, Steve would win his first of many Mid-American Conference championships as a freshman and earned him a place on the MAC Freshman All-Star team. His presence on the mat did not go unnoticed, and his grappling perfection would continue to slam the conference. Steve went on to win his second and third championship title in 1986 and 1988, while receiving runner-up honors in 1985. Those MAC championship victories would make Steve the only wrestler in EMU history to win 3 conference championship titles. This outstanding accomplishment earned him the honor of becoming part of an elite group of just 54 wrestlers in conference history to win 3 or more championship titles. The Troy, Michigan native rose to epic proportions as an EMU wrestler. Brown would become one of 4 student athletes in EMU history to be named MAC Wrestler of the Year for the 1987-88 season, while also clenching the MAC's Outstanding Championship Wrestler that very same year. Steve's conference achievements also make him a 4-time NCAA Division I national qualifier. Brown's motivation, toughness, and commitment also made him a 4-year wrestling letterman and one of EMU's top wrestlers of all time. Steve was remarkably dedicated to the sport, that at times, in order to qualify for a certain weight class, he would cut 10 pounds before competition. Coaches and teammates had not seen anyone with more sacrifice or devotion. Steve finished his outstanding career with his name etched extensively in the EMU record books. Steve leads the EMU record books in career wins, career points scored, career near falls, career reversals, near falls in a season, and points earned in a season. Steve also ranks in the top 10 at EMU for single season points, career takedowns, career escapes, single season takedowns, single season wins, and single season points. It's because of his vigorous and steadfast dedication to the sport of wrestling and outstanding accomplishments as an Eastern Michigan University wrestler and Mid-American Conference champion that Steve Brown is being inducted into the E-Club Athletic Hall of Fame.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Steve Brown.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. It's indeed a great honor for me to be here today and for the acknowledgement, and I'm humbled. And I want to thank the Alumni Club, Eastern Michigan University, my coaches, John Isley and Michael Bradley. They're sitting right over there. Stand up. They had a hard job. Stand up. Now listen, when you take a kid that's anywhere from 18 to his mid-20s, full of testosterone, and try to harness that and keep him focused, it's a real tough job. They'll tell you, it wasn't easy. It was not easy. And we were no angels at that point, believe me. It was a lot of fun, and it was one of the best times of my life. And I look over here at this table, I see Robert Beck. Him and I were probably the first, I'm not sure if it's the first time. I'm gonna go out there and say it was. I was wrestling 118, he was at 126. And we had the pleasure of back-to-back wins in the MAC Conference Championship that year, which I'm pretty sure that's never happened before. So that was a huge accomplishment. And Robert, he was not only a friend, he was the guy I was in the room with too. And we made each other better. And not just that, there's another guy sitting over at the same table. His name is Mike Parsons, a very good friend, an outstanding wrestler that helped make me better. And I'm so glad to see them both here tonight. And I really didn't write a speech or plan a speech out, but I'm so glad and honored to have this award. It's outstanding. And I really wanted to give my thanks to my coaches and helping, John believed in me, he recruited me, and hey, it paid off, man. And there's another person I want to give a shout out to tonight that's not here. His name's Don Hill. Don Hill was just inducted to the National Coaches Hall of Fame this year. He was my high school coach. He was a coach that, when I was in junior high, we had a little program where we trained for 2 weeks, and we had a wrestling tournament in the city of Troy between a few of the junior highs that were there. And he's the one that believed in me and said, "Hey, Brown, you're going to Troy High, right?" He goes, "Look me up when you get here." And he really laid the groundwork for me to be who I am today and have the success who I am because of his dedication, not only to me, but to other kids that wanted to wrestle. Because we didn't just wrestle while we were in high school. We were wrestling during the summer, and he made it possible by taking us to the tournaments, getting us involved with AAU, and it was just a wonderful thing. And the beauty behind that is my coach, Don Hill, was my mother's high school history teacher. And we share that bond. Don is 90, I think he's 91 now, and he's still around. And he's a great person. But anyways, all the time that we shared in there, in that room, we were like family. We spent more time together than we did probably with our families at that point, between the practices, after practice, sometimes before our actual practice, because we had to run out to this stadium in the morning at like 7:30 in the morning, and run back, drill a little bit, go to your classes. This is what we were doing the 3-a-days. At noon, drill for an hour, come back, train again at 4:30, 5 o'clock. And these guys drove us into the dirt, which was perfect. Because it built character. It really did. And these guys, it was hard, but they really did show us the way. And I knew when I stepped onto that mat, there was nobody in this country that was going to beat me on stamina. No way. They did beat me on ability, but that's my fault. Because on that mat, you stand alone. And I'll take that. But we were in such good shape because of our coaches and because of our drive and our desires. And I just enjoyed that. There was a lot of discipline when you had to not only get out there and do what you do, you had to make the weight. That was a struggle. Each of us were cutting 10 plus pounds every week to make it down to our weight. And that was a struggle. It was a big struggle. But we did it. You get in there and grind. You get it done. And for most people, they would say that, that's so hard. It was kind of part of the allure in a strange way, the discipline that it took to get us to that point and that pinnacle. And we pushed it. And I'm proud of the fact that I had the honor of being with Beck, Parsons, Isley, Bradley. You were all there. You pushed us to perfection that way. You brought out the best in us. And for that, I am grateful for. And I am so honored to be here today before you and accept this award. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Steve. Our second inductee left his mark on the football field. Lionel Jelly Roll Dalton. Please enjoy his video.
Lionel Jelly Roll Dalton first stepped foot onto the turf at Ryan Earson Stadium in 1995, earning the first of 3 varsity letters in football, playing 10 games, and recording 8 tackles as a defensive lineman. Jelly Roll, a moniker acquired in high school, earned his first team All-Mid-American Conference honors in 1996. Finishing 6th on the team in tackles and 5th in the MAC in tackles for loss with 17 for 47 yards. Lionel was named EMU's Defensive Eagle of the Week 3 times that same year. At 6 foot 1 inch and 320 pounds, Dalton has been recorded to bench press over 485 pounds and squat more than 560 pounds while playing for EMU. This type of phenomenal strength, along with lightning quickness and shorter than average stature, an inch or two shorter than most offensive linemen, gave Lionel the manpower swiftness, and leverage to hurry quarterbacks and demolish opponents in the trenches of the green and white gridiron. Dalton also displayed manpower and athletic diversity beyond football by earning a letter in track and field, in which he competed on the EMU indoor team during the 1996 season and shattered the school record for the shot put at 56 feet 2 inches. In 1997, his senior year, Lionel hit the replay button, earning first-team all-conference honors a second year in a row and picking up the honor of EMU's Defensive Eagle of the Week yet 2 more times, starting all 11 games in 1997 and recording 46 tackles with 8 tackles for loss for 24 yards, 1 sack for 6 yards, and 2 fumble recoveries. He was also named EMU's most valuable defensive player that same year. To cap off his senior year, and to add to his list of accomplishments, Lionel earned the esteemed honor to play in the 1997 Hula Bowl Senior All-Star Game in Maui, Hawaii. After graduation, Lionel reached the pinnacle of football success. He was signed by the Baltimore Ravens and earned a Super Bowl ring when the Ravens defeated the New York Giants in Super Bowl 35 in 2001. He was also one of 15 players to receive the Unsung Athlete Award at the game. Following his departure from Baltimore, Lionel played for the Denver Broncos in 2002. That year, he received the NFL's Phil Simms Ironman Award. After the 2002 NFL season, Lionel continued his professional football career with the Washington Redskins, the Kansas City Chiefs, and in 2006, he played for the Houston Texans to complete a 9-year career in the National Football League. During his time in the NFL, Lionel played 120 games and started 53 times on the defensive line. He had 9 career sacks, 110 tackles, 30 tackles for loss, and 3 forced fumbles. Lionel's infectious smile is worthy of an honor itself, but it's for his long-standing prowess on the EMU football field, having attained a long-standing NFL career and becoming a distinguished Super Bowl champion, that Lionel Dalton is being inducted into the E-Club Athletic Hall of Fame.
Hello, everybody. How you guys doing today? First off, I would like to say I am extremely honored and thankful that you guys inducted me into the Eastern Michigan Athletic Hall of Fame. Like one of the speakers said earlier, nothing great is done alone. And I had a few people along this journey that helped me. So I would like to thank them if you don't mind. First, I'd like to thank my mom for not just having me, for not just having me, but showing me the importance of work ethic and hard work. I get my work ethic from my mother. I'd like to give a special thanks to my high school football coach, Coach Creighton, back there. Detroit Cooley High School. When I think back, my freshman year in high school, I quit the football team probably twice. I hated it. When I realized I had to go to football practice twice in the summer, like 2-a-days, I said, for real, I gotta go do that again? And I quit twice, and this man would come over to my house in his pickup truck and come in my house. My mother, I don't know if she gave him a key, but somehow he always ended up getting in my house and drag me out of my house in the middle eating my milk and cookies and watching Gilligan Island and make me go to practice. And then he would punish me for quitting. And when I reflect back on the last 20 years of my life, I wonder where would I be if he would have given up on me. So I am extremely thankful for him being a strong male role model in my life when my father was absent. Thank you, Coach Creighton. I would like to definitely give a thanks to Jessica and Becky for helping me out. I think I changed my seating chart probably 10 times. And they dealt with my inconsistencies of trying to figure out who's coming. I would like to definitely give a shout out to my sister, Lakeisha, for listening to me complain and just listening to me when I was probably wrong most of the time, but she still listened to me. I love my sister. I'd like to give a special shout out to my Uncle Alfred. He's over there. Another male role model in my life who taught me the importance of education. And one of the reasons I'm a big advocate for early education, and you can reflect it in my children. My son just got offered to Stanford for a full ride football scholarship. I would definitely like to give a shout out, even though they didn't come, my old teammates, for on the field, for pushing me doing those conditioning tests, because anybody know I hate to run. For off the field, for the laughs and the camaraderie. I also like to give a shout out to the EMU track team, because a lot of people don't remember I used to run track. And we shared some good times. Me and the EMU track team, we had some good times. It's a lot of people I can thank up here. I mean, I got the opportunity to play football from age 10 to 33. I'd like to give a special shout out to my wife. She's here. And my wife taught me the importance of unconditional love for family and God. And she's definitely shaped me and to help me become a better man. And this trophy here is an honor, but it's a little personal for me too. I remember my freshman year walking up to the athletic building, and I remember seeing all the pictures with all the EMU greats, some of you guys in here, Hall of Famers, and like, damn, that'd be great one day to be up there. And I remember, I don't know if Streeter remember this, but he said that one day that can be you, Jelly Roll, if you work hard. And I think it was 95. I don't know if you remember now, but you told him one day that could be you, because your office was right up in the athletic building. And there was a player in there, big-time defensive back named Rashaan Adams. I don't know if he's in the Hall of Fame or not, but he was in the locker room as well, and in the training room as well. And he heard me talking about one day being up there and being great. And he came up to me, he spoke to me, he said, "What's up, Jelly Roll?" I said, "What's up, how you doing, Rashaan?" This is my first time meeting Rashaan. I knew of him, but I never really had an interaction with him. So he asked me, "What's the difference between you and the players on the picture?" So me thinking I'm a freshman, thinking he's about to give me some inspiration and tell me how great it is to be an Eagle and tell me something great. I said, "What's the difference, Rashaan?" He said, "You're fat and they're skinny. In Eastern Michigan, don't put fat people into the Athletic Hall of Fame. You need to lose 100 pounds, fat boy, Jelly Roll." And I remember that. Rashaan was a jokester. Everybody know Rashaan Adams. He like to bust your chops. So when I was thinking about what I was going to say today, I decided to send Rashaan a friend request on Facebook. And he just accepted it actually about 20 minutes ago. And so when I leave here, I'm going to have my wife take a picture of me holding this beautiful trophy out, and I'll make sure it's a glimpse of my Super Bowl ring in the picture. And I'm going to tag him in the picture, and I'm going to hashtag it, Lionel Dalton, Jelly Roll, first fat guy to get inducted to the Eastern Michigan Hall of Fame. So I'd like to thank you guys. I really appreciate this. It's nice seeing a lot of old faces, bring up a lot of old memories, and God bless you all.
Congratulations, Lionel. Our next inductee was the former EMU softball coach, none other than Connie Miner. Let's see the video on Connie.
Connie Miner is a small-town native of Norton, Kansas that has truly made her mark in EMU softball history as the university's all-time winningest coach, posting a 269, 254, and 2 win-loss record in over 9 seasons as head coach. Miner came to EMU in 1983 as an assistant coach on an intentional track to success. Within her first 3 months of arriving at EMU, Connie used the experience and expertise she learned coaching at her alma mater, Kansas State University, and led a self-run softball clinic, having only the assistance of her players. These clinics became so popular that they broke all records from all departments for attendance at a single day's clinic. After 4 years as an assistant, Miner was appointed head coach of the EMU women's softball team in 1987. In just her first year as head coach, she had reconstructed a team that finished 19-26 and 15-19 the previous 2 seasons, and led them to a mark of 36-21. This exciting new success would move the team up from 7th place to 2nd place with a record of 21-11 in the Mid-American Conference. Connie has been noted as having developed the EMU women's softball program into one of the most competitive teams in the MAC. While under her direction, Connie led the team to 2 second-place conference finishes and was named the Mid-East Regional Coach of the Year in 1988. The EMU women's softball team also collected regional rankings in 1988, 1990, 1991, and 1994. In addition, the 1988 and 1991 squads were nationally ranked. In one of the most memorable games in her tenure, Coach Miner earned her 200th career win against Indiana at the Florida State Tournament in 1994. Possessing exemplary coaching ability and leadership, Connie recruited and coached all-stars like Angie Fielder, who earned All-American honors in 1988, and Melissa Juilliard-Bader, who earned MAC Player of the Year in 1996. Among these skilled athletes, Miner also trained a plethora of EMU Hall of Fame greats, such as Sarah Seegers, Marcy Kelly, Dawn Heck, and Linda Milholland. While elevating these competitors to greatness, Connie coached 1 All-American, 9 Mid-East Regional selections, 18 All-MAC selections, and 22 academic All-MAC selections. Coach Connie Miner continued on her path of excellence in coaching and decided to spread her wings further. Sharing her skills and knowledge from her success at EMU, she continued to lead more teams to victory from San Jose State, University of North Carolina, to University of California, Riverside. Her passion for softball reached far beyond the collegiate level. She has also made time to coach junior and senior high school softball and is also a member of the Big Sisters organization and an activities and games director for the mentally and physically disabled. Miner now serves as the head women's softball coach at Oakland University. Continuing her reputation of excellence, she led the Golden Grizzlies to the program's first Horizon League regular season tournament title in 2015 and headed the team to NCAA postseason games. It is because of Connie Miner's dedication to the EMU women's softball program and her amazing ability to translate her heart and passion into motivating and inspiring.
Ladies and gentlemen, Connie Miner.
Well, my hairdo is a little different now. It is such an honor to be here and share the stage with Steve and Lionel and Fabian and Greg and Robin. Congratulations. I'd like to thank the E-Club Alumni Chapter Emu Athletics, the Office of Alumni Relations, Jessica and her staff, and Heather for putting on such a wonderful event tonight. My challenge tonight is probably to keep my emotions in control, because I've just been blessed with so many amazing young women and staff and administration and legendary coaches here that have supported me throughout the beginning of my career. But the biggest challenge to the ones that know me well is keeping this speech between 3 to 5 minutes, because that's like an introduction for me. When I have a passion, look out. So again, I'm honored to be here. This is home to me, being back in Michigan. So many people here have been a big part of my life. And I've gotten, since this all started and it was announced that I'd be inducted, I was overwhelmed. My heart overflows. And there's so many amazing people. I've heard from so many people since it was announced. My student athletes, coaches here, family and friends, and it's just been this amazing journey for me. I've enjoyed it from the very beginning, and now being here is very, very special to me and to my friends and family and my student athletes and those that have coached with me. I do want to take some time to introduce some people that are here. I'm blessed to have my parents here tonight. I think the real award is they celebrated their 63rd wedding anniversary in July. That should be celebrated. My brother Steve and his wife are here with me tonight. My brother Dwayne and his wife Mary, and my beautiful sister Barb. I say that because she kind of looks like me, so. But I'm blessed to have them here with me tonight. And then God shined down on me again to give me this opportunity to come back to Michigan. I was offered the position at Oakland University, and the first thing I looked at once I accepted was the young people that I had coached at Eastern Michigan that I saw giving back to softball that were special to me, and I was able to bring Carrie and Val to my program and to be on my staff my first year at Oakland. And I was blessed to have Rich there. He had served as a volunteer coach before. And in 2.5 years, we turned the program around and won the Horizon League Championship, and I couldn't have done it without them. I have some special other people here. Scotty's here. I met Scotty years ago when I was at North Carolina, and we developed a very special relationship. He was a big reason why I accepted the job at Oakland, because we needed to do a lot of work there, and I trusted him, and I accepted the job, and he's here tonight. Thank you so much. Marshall is also here. He's Associate Athletic Director, and he oversees my program, and he's just a wonderful person to work with. Mickey is here tonight. He takes care of the stats, and so I'm kind of like that. I want to see the good stats, the other stats. Okay, so I get going, but he's wonderful and supports my young women on the field. Another person here that is our men's basketball coach is here with us tonight, and that's Greg Campy. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I was blessed. My staff now, Carrie resigned after our championship season. It was a good time, I said that's a good time to resign. She wanted to spend more time with her young boys and her husband, and I needed to bring in another coach on my staff, and I was blessed to bring in, many of you know her, Karen Baird, onto my staff, and she's been outstanding. She was an outstanding coach here, and I respected her very much, and I feel blessed to have her on my staff. And also here on my staff is Sarah Cupp. She was a very big part of my championship team, and she's now my volunteer coach. Thank you for being here tonight. And I also have some of my student athletes from Oakland here. Thank you so much for being here. And Aaron, Lindsay, Kaylee, Lindsay, and Michaela, thank you for being here tonight to celebrate this night with me. I also have a special young lady that flew in from California. She played for me at San Jose State, and she flew all the way in here to spend this time with me. Maya and her husband, Dino, thank you so much for flying in to share this night with me. Melissa, the head coach here, thank you so much for being here. It means a lot for me, for you to come here and share the night with me as well. I also have some staff, Nancy O, and Annie are here. Thank you so much for being here tonight with me. What I relish is looking out and I see so many people that were so important to me while I was here at Eastern Michigan, and so many, and you've stayed close to me, and that is my student athletes. Thank you so much for being here. Many flew in, drove from out of state to be here to share this night with me, and that is what it's all about. It's always about the student athletes. It's no longer about me, and thank you so much for being here tonight. I look out and see these, I'm flooded with all these memories and these great times we had together on and off the field. I had an amazing group of young ladies, every single one of them. They bought into my philosophies and what I felt that we were representing this great university. They were an extension of me and everyone here that loves Hurons. And I was here when we went from Hurons to Eagles, so I have to kind of be in the middle. But I definitely was here when we went through all of that. And I was blessed with these amazing young people. I think of the road trips in the vans. We didn't have the charter buses then. And I hear about the good van, and I assumed that was my van. Riding with my van. They were such a competitive group that I was blessed to coach. I enjoyed thoroughly to see them walk across the stage and get their diploma. That was a big thing for me. I was very academic, and I felt like I had a small part of that. And I loved being able to be there to see them receive their diploma. I remember some special times when we went to Tennessee for a major tournament. It was called the Frost Cutlery Tournament, and only ranked teams were there at the tournament. And I knew a lot of people, so I got us in the tournament. I didn't care who we played. My team took on my personality. I just really didn't care, because anyone's beatable on any given day if you put in all the effort. We went down there. They referred to us as an average team from Michigan, small school at Eastern Michigan University. And we went down there and we beat the likes of Florida State, South Carolina, North Carolina, and we won that tournament. Years sweeping Michigan, Michigan State. Our big rivals at the time were Central Michigan and Toledo. But there were so many memories I was flooded with thinking about them. I remember one, and this will probably give a little bit about me. I like to have a little fun with my team. And we were at North Carolina down there for a tournament. It was raining. It just wasn't stopping. We needed to have a little fun. We went and hit and did some things, but I saw the plastic holders that are on your dressers and stuff, and they're plastic. They have a little lip. So I thought, we're going to have a little fun, have some challenges. And so I put those on my feet and hooked them around my feet. And we tied some towels together, and we had races down the hallway, sliding on those plastic holders. And the team was pulling me one time, and we were going to a 90-degree angle, and they didn't really slow down. And I kind of had to put on the brakes and fly around the corner. I kind of hit the wall a little bit, but I was pretty athletic and faster. I think I surprised them, but we had the best times. We had tough losses together. A 13-inning game at Toledo for the championship, and we came up a little short. The toughest one for me was when we finished second. We were at Kent State University. The rain was coming, and it didn't look like it was going to stop. I went up early and decorated the rooms, and we sat and watched it rain. They were trying to cancel on Friday, and I called Gene Smith. I said, you need to come. They're trying to cancel. And if we have any chance, we only needed to win one game. We were very good. I expected us to win that one game, and so did they, most importantly. They're trying to call it, and I needed Gene Smith to be there, and he came, and we didn't call until it was too dark to play. And that was the hardest time for me as a coach. We were in the hotel rooms that night before, and they were looking at me as their leader, and Coach Miner, you've got to fix this, we've got to play. And that was probably the toughest time for me because I wanted to help them so much, and they deserved the championship so much. And I couldn't change the weather, but I got on a committee right away that we need to have makeup dates, and that changed real fast. So that would never happen to another team, especially my team. We played, we were very competitive. We played a lot of ranked teams. We came out on top a lot of those. I had the most joyful, wonderful time and memories for me that will last a lifetime with the young women and coaching staff that I worked with. Some people told me to tell my journey, and I'll again, I'm probably going to go over time here, but my journey is growing up in a little town in Red Cloud, Nebraska, and I had such strong women. It was a time when we didn't have near as what the boys and the men had. I never remember my mom and a couple of my coaches for softball. They went into the principal and to all the boards and said these young girls deserve what the boys have. I had these amazing, strong women around me. I was always told you can be anything you want to be as long as you work hard and stay focused and committed, take care of your academics. So I was blessed with parents that taught me strong work ethics. We had my lovely, wonderful siblings to be around me. And we grew up, we all, I think, overachieved, and we wanted to make our parents proud and everyone that we were around. We were brought up to be respectful, caring, giving, thoughtful, had faith in God. And we just went from there, and all of us have been successful. I had coaches then that made a big difference in my life. I went on to play basketball and softball at University of Nebraska, Kearney. Had a great experience there. I stayed, and my coach Dickey, asked me to stay and coach. I did that. I went from there to Lincoln, Nebraska. I was asked by the Nebraska coach to go there, and I got a condo for free and a job and got paid to play, basically. I was done playing in college, so that was okay. I started camps and clinics there, and the coach there was Nancy Plants, and she came to me and asked me to be her coach at Nebraska. She just finished 5th at the World Series. Then I got a call later that she had accepted a job at Eastern Michigan to coach softball and field hockey, and asked me if I would follow her here. And that was, knew I wanted to coach from an early age, and it was a great opportunity for me. I remember packing up my little Champ Plymouth, attaching a U-Haul that probably should have never been on that little car. I remember driving down 80 thinking, what are you doing? You don't know anybody. And I thought of my family. I think they probably thought the same thing, but they knew my passion, and they supported me in everything that I did. I was assistant coach for 4 years, and I learned so much. And then I had the opportunity to apply for the head coaching job, and Lucy Parker was there, and such a strong woman, a great mentor to me, and she gave me the opportunity to take over the program. I was very young at the age, and blessed to have her in my life, and Gene Smith was part of that when I took over the program, and had just anything that I needed, they were there to help me. And I can't thank Lucy Parker enough for that guidance that she gave me through that time to be the head coach there. And I've just been totally blessed with so many opportunities, and being here is what really, it taught me so many lessons. I thought of words of wisdom, and it can be applied to your coaching, your business, or your life, and these things that I've lived by. And if you surround yourself with great people, the amazing things just happen naturally. And I've been blessed to have amazing people around me my whole life. It always needs to be about your student athletes and those around you, and you need to support them on and off the field. The team always comes first. You take time to be with them, to listen to them, and it's not just about softball, it's to visit about life and where they're at and help them make decisions in the academic world. A positive attitude, be uplifting to them, respectful, supportive, and give everything that you have for them on and off the field. I had extremely high expectations, and they need to be taught up from the very beginning that you can attain anything as long as you're willing to give what it takes to get there, and no one tells you where you belong. We were picked 7th out of 8th the year when I was at Oakland to win it, and I told my team, don't you ever let anyone tell you where you belong. You're the one that decides where you end up. And they went on to do amazing things that year. You create an atmosphere of team, and then you include them and their families. It's a culture of family. And you should be there to inspire them, to believe in them, and that they can be so much more than they ever dreamed that they could be. And I believe in them on and off the field. And I told them never to underestimate what you can accomplish if you believe and have faith. The last thing I would say is that we all had our time in the sun. The spotlight was on us, and the spotlight should always be shining brightly on your student athletes and not on you. And I want to end. I had 13 just wonderful years here with all these wonderful people around me, blessed. And the reason I'm standing up here and receiving this award is because of all of you out there. Thank you.
Congratulations, Connie. Our next inductee stood out in track and field. Gentleman by the name of Fabian Rollins. Let's see the video on Fabian.
Fabian Rollins has lived what likely remains a dream for many runners, grabbing the baton as an anchor in a relay and sprinting his team from last place to tie for first. Fabian pulled off that feat in 1995 while competing in the Carifta Games in the Cayman Islands. Hailing from St. Michael, Barbados, Rollins would later go down in EMU track and field history as an outstanding sprinter for the Eagles. Earning several letters for the EMU indoor and outdoor track and field teams, Fabian posted times in the indoor and outdoor 400-meter dash that ranks 5th and 7th, respectively, on EMU's all-time lists. Securing a place on 6 Mid-American Conference teams, Rollins notched an incredible number of runner-up finishes and placed twice in the NCAA Indoor Championships in the 400-meter dash. He also claimed All-American status for 2 consecutive years, the first time in 1997 as a member of the distance medley relay team, and dashing his way to the honor of second time in the 400-meter dash in 1998. Although he ran the 400-meter hurdles infrequently, Fabian ranks within the top 25 of EMU's all-time lists. He also holds a spot on the top 25 all-time list for the 200-meter dash, an event in which he placed several times in the Mid-American Conference Championships. As a relay runner, Fabian performed in 2 MAC championships in the indoor and outdoor 4x400 meter relay team, and also ran on a Drake relay champion team in the 4x200 meter. In 2000, the year following his graduation, Fabian pulled off yet another dream in the minds of many, participating in the Summer Olympics. At the Games in Sydney, Australia, Fabian represented Barbados in the men's 400-meter dash and 4x100-meter relay team. Still a resident of Michigan, Rollins now shines in the medical research field. It is for his many accomplishments in running at Eastern Michigan University and beyond that we are proud to induct Fabian Rollins into the E-Club Athletic Hall of Fame.
I left small country of Barbados, and I'm here pursuing my dreams, and then I'm told, no, you're not smart enough to be in college. At that moment, I said to myself, this is impossible, because I knew I was smart, but I knew that this was something I wanted to do, and there was no way I was going to let this break me down. At that point, I had a choice. I could go back home, or I could stay here. I felt at that point I had made a commitment to Eastern Michigan University. I signed that paper for a reason. They wanted me for a reason. I wasn't going to let that happen. So I stuck it out. I paid my way through my first year of college. I worked at the Children's Institute at Eastern Michigan University. I was a daycare teacher there. I did whatever I could. I look back at that now and I say to myself, you know, it could have been easy. It could have been so easy to just pack my bags, get back on a plane, and go back to Barbados and get out of the snow, live life on the beach. no worries. But there's two people that probably would not have let that happen. One is sitting right over there, Marcia Rollins. I love that woman with all my heart. I'll do anything for that woman. You know, she gave birth to me, and she probably didn't know it then, because, I mean, I was difficult. I mean, a lot of you mothers out here, you got boys, you got kids, and you look at them and you have the greatest aspirations and dreams. I think growing up, I spent every day of my life shattering her dreams. It's like, you're going to be a doctor. Oh, nope, not going to do that. I'm going to be an electrician. Started a fire. Nope, not going to do that either. The other person is my father. He's not here. You know, he passed away a little while ago, but I remember something that he told me a long time ago. I'll never forget it. We were sitting on our veranda, what you guys call your porch patios, and we loved to watch the cars pass by, and we used to dream and reminisce. And I remember my father telling me, he's like, anything that you decide that you want to do, you have to go get it. Nobody's going to walk up and give you anything. You work hard, you put your shoulder to that wheel, and you keep going. And in 1996, when I got told I was ineligible, no problem. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep running. I used to go to a Boeing Field House at 5:30 in the morning, run my tail off. I used to do whatever it could to stay in shape, because I knew I was going to become eligible at some point in time. I went to classes. I did everything I had to do. Coach Fairchild believed in me. He stuck his neck out for me, and I came through. And a lot of those pictures there, you see somebody running with me. Clement Chukwu. I've often been mistaken for him a lot of times. A lot of times. And I think it was a blessing that I was ineligible, because I got to work out with him. People like Jabari Chavis, Derek Jackson, Anthony Quinn, Victor Nemhart, Garfield. A lot of names, too many to mention, but you guys all know who you are. You all lift me up. I would not be standing here today being inducted if not for a lot of you guys. I failed at a lot of things. My mom could attest to that. I failed at track and field. When I stood on the field in the 2000 Olympics, and I'm standing next to Michael Johnson, and I'm scared out of my mind. This is the fastest man on the planet. The only thing that I said to myself was, why not me? If somebody's going to beat him, why not me? I look back at a lot of things I did, and I'm a coach now. Well, a volunteer coach. And a lot of the kids I coach are in this audience somewhere. I see Kyle Martin back there, Braxton Bryan, Ashton Bryan, Julia Martin, Justice Jackson. I see a lot of kids out there. And it's through what I learned coming to Eastern Michigan and my failures, I try to impart on them what they have to do, so that at some point in time, they're standing here. As Coach said just now, it's not always that you shine the spotlight on yourself. You shine it on somebody else. And I look at those kids and I see in them the innocence, the values that they aspire for. All of those things keeps me young. I can't run like I used to. Many reasons. I've put on a lot more weight than in that picture. Some good food out there too. But I see in them what I saw in myself. I see in them what I wanted for myself. I see in them the beauty of track and field. It's a sport that's not for everybody. As Lionel can remember, he doesn't like to run. I didn't like to run either. But I was given a choice, and this was the choice I took. It's a journey that I would never, ever, ever change. Everybody that I've met at Eastern Michigan University has become family. Some probably won't remember me years from now, and I probably won't remember them, but there's one thing that we always will remember, and it's this place. This is where we've met. This is where we've cried. This is where we grew up. Hey, this is where I met my wife. Oh yeah, right there. You know, I really am appreciative of all you guys. You know, can't forget Bill. All those times in the athletic office saying, hey, I need to be taped up. And he would just chase me out. You know? But I really thank you guys. I thank Eastern Michigan. I thank the E-Club. I thank all of you guys. I thank all of you for being here today. No matter what we do in life, we always need a support system. And all of you are here supporting somebody, and that is something that we will always cherish and always be thankful to you guys for. I thank all of you for being here tonight and welcoming me back and inducting me. And there's one thing I want. There's only one thing I want now is to go to that football game tomorrow. Hopefully, Eastern wins it. They'll be bowl eligible, right? That's what we need. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations, Fabian. Next up is baseball great Greg Ryan. Let's see the video on Greg.
Garden City, Michigan native Greg Ryan was destined for athletic greatness before reaching the campus of Eastern Michigan University. This quiet, soft-spoken left-hander showed promise as a pitcher when he threw a no-hitter his first outing for his high school varsity team as a freshman. His talent was remarkable. So remarkable that the Detroit Tigers took notice of the Dearborn Divine Child High School graduate and drafted Greg in the 51st round of the 1995 MLB Amateur Draft. Ryan wouldn't go pro just yet. Instead, he would continue his baseball career at Eastern Michigan University. His freshman year wasn't full of the accolades he would later collect, but it didn't take long for Greg to show his potential. His sophomore year at EMU is where he made his grand slam of accomplishments in his career. Ryan was named the Mid-American Conference Baseball Player of the Year. This honor was the first time any EMU baseball player were to achieve such a feat. The accolades didn't stop there. That same year, Greg led the conference in batting averages with a .447, while also leading the conference in doubles with 25, along with scoring an 88-run total. He continued making his presence known on the diamond that year by becoming the third player in EMU history to drive in 50 runs and score 50 runs in a single season. Greg has been deemed one of the best players in EMU history. His sophomore year performance was so astounding that transitioning into his junior year was a bit challenging due to the reputation that preceded him. Opposing teams heard so much about the sophomore's triumphs that pitchers began walking him every time Greg stepped into the batter's box. He was walked so much that by April of that season, he led the team with 24 walks, more than doubling the amount of times he was walked in his previous 2 years combined. Despite all of the walks, Greg's baseball dominance continued to develop, and by his senior year, he led the Eagles in almost every offensive category. He attained a slugging percentage of .721 and an on-base percentage of .524. His season mark of 142 total bases ranks third in the history of EMU. While continuing his reign of supremacy on the field, Greg also managed to obtain scholastic honors by being named to the 1997 Mid-American Conference All-Academic Team. Greg not only achieved greatness in the Mid-American Conference, but he also achieved national recognition by ranking 6th in batting averages in all of the NCAA, while also receiving NCAA All-Mid-East Region second-team honors. Greg finished his EMU career in the top 10 all-time record lists for batting averages, doubles, and runs scored, and would be drafted by the Texas Rangers in the 39th round of the 1998 MLB Amateur Draft. It's because of the list of amazing achievements as an EMU baseball player and record holder that Greg Ryan is being inducted into the E-Club Athletic Hall of Fame.
Thank you. Lionel, look at that picture up there. You're not the only one that bench pressed. Look at that. I just want to remind everybody tonight, I'm definitely being inducted for my play on the baseball field, and certainly not my ability for public speaking. So bear with me while I try not to read this whole thing to you. I first want to say what a huge honor it is to be here tonight, to be inducted into the E-Club's Athletic Hall of Fame. I would like to thank everyone for being here and taking time out of your busy schedules to support this event. I'd like to recognize my fellow inductees for their inductions. It's an honor to share this with each of you. Round of applause for them, please. Steve. I want to thank the E-Club and all the staff in the Alumni Relations Department for all their hard work in making this night possible. I certainly wouldn't be up here tonight if I didn't get nominated. Saying that, I would like to thank Jim Streeter for my nomination for this great honor. Thank you, Jim. I would like to introduce my wife, Kathy, and my two kids, Andrew and Zoe. You guys want to stand up? Wave. Thank you. Kathy, thank you for being our rock at home. No matter how crazy our schedules get, you manage to make sure the kids and I don't skip a beat. Thank you for always being there for me to lean on. You have made this journey of ours so very enjoyable. I love you. Andrew and Zoe, Daddy loves you very much. You make Mom and I so proud each and every day. Being your dad is the greatest gift anyone could ever have. I love you both very much. I started my career here at Eastern coming off a gold medal United States Junior National Team. With that, expectations were quite high for me to come in and produce early on. My freshman year, our spring trip was in Lubbock, Texas, home of the Texas Tech Red Raiders, who at the time were ranked in the top 10 in the nation. And about our 10th game of our spring trip, we were playing Texas Tech at their stadium with their fans. They happen to have some of the best all-time hecklers in college sports, in my opinion. They did their homework on you. They knew your mother's name, your sister's name, your girlfriend's name, and so on. My first at-bat that day started with me walking up to home plate with my name on a scoreboard, and unfortunately my batting average right underneath, which read 111. To say I was struggling and trying to meet the expectations would be an understatement. As I stepped into the batter's box, I hear one of the hecklers shout out, "Greg Ryan, 111? It's more like Meg Ryan. You're not sleepless in Seattle, you're hitless in Lubbock." I had to step out of the batter's box. I looked into the dugout. I saw a whole team, coaches and all, laughing hysterically. I knew right then that this is a game and it's supposed to be fun. I proceeded to step back in the box. I dug in and fouled out to the third baseman. Fortunately, things got a little better from there. I grew up in Garden City, Michigan. Youngest of 9 kids, 7 brothers and 1 sister. My dad was a carpenter, and my mom, I'm sure you can guess it with that many kids, was a stay-at-home mother. Literally stay at home because she never owned a driver's license. She would stay up till 2 or 3 in the morning finishing laundry or scrubbing our kitchen floor. My dad was a hard worker, but it wasn't until I had kids of my own that I realized my mom was truly an angel for what she sacrificed for her kids. When our schedules get hectic, I often think, "Mom, how did you manage to do this with 9 kids?" She was truly an amazing person with a relentless desire to see her kids smile and enjoy life. She helped shape me into the person I am today. I know she's looking down on us with a huge smile on her face. To my brothers and my sister, a brother cannot ask for anything more. From pitching wiffle balls to me from the time I was in diapers, to driving me to games and practices all over town, to my sister helping me with homework or shopping with me for school clothes. They all taught me to respect others and treat others the way you would like to be treated. They were always there for me, no matter the situation. Growing up, my oldest brother Gary coached me in baseball from Little League to 8th grade. At that time, he and my sister-in-law Lori had 3 kids of their own. Gary and Lori were more than a brother and a sister-in-law. They were like second parents to me. They led the charge to send me to a different, more challenging middle school, and even assisted in paying the tuition. I was truly blessed to have so much support from all my siblings. I will never forget what you did and continue to do for me. Because of the sacrifices my mother and siblings made for me, I was able to attend Divine Child High School in Dearborn. I was the only child in my family to attend private schools. As a skinny 9th grader, varsity baseball coach Mark Falvo and assistant coach Kevin Walters brought me up to the varsity team to pitch. I'm pretty sure this happened because a week earlier I had thrown over 150 pitches in one game, and they just wanted to protect my arm, which was odd because I didn't really throw hard enough to break a pane of glass. For the record, they didn't do a very good job because I broke my elbow a few weeks later and my season was over. Coach Falvo and Coach Walters both sat me down early the following year and stated they thought I could still make varsity as a first baseman. Coach Falvo, who never minced his words, simply stated, "Son, you need to be able to hit to make this team." They changed my batting stance and taught me the fundamentals to be a great hitter. With their attention to detail, I was able to have a successful high school career. Coach Falvo and Coach Walters, I will forever be grateful for the time and energy you put into your players to put us in the best position to succeed. I want to thank all my high school teammates at Divine Child. Some are here tonight. You pushed me to be not only the best player I could be, but also the best person. I often think back about high school and what my teammates did for me. Yes, they made me a better ball player, but what I remember most is the leadership qualities from all of you. To work hard, respect the game, and to make the guy next to you a little better each day. These guys were great teammates, but they are and continue to be better friends. I thank all of them for the impact they had and continue to have on my life. After graduating high school, I had a handful of scholarship offers to play baseball at Division I schools. When Coach Coryell visited my house in Garden City to recruit me, there were no promises of playing time or a certain position to play. He did say, if you work hard, he believed I could have a successful college career here at Eastern. And I'm telling you the truth, if my mom had a driver's license, there's a good chance I could have gone to a school further from home. What Roger didn't know was that I didn't want any promises. All I wanted was an opportunity, and he gave that to me. Throughout my career here at Eastern, Coach Coryell, Coach Martin, Coach Boss Jr., all treated us players like men. They allowed their players to take ownership of this great baseball program. I want to thank each of you for making my time here at Eastern some of the best times of my life, and having such an impact on me to become the best student athlete I could be. To my teammates here at Eastern, a college athlete could not ask for anything more. You supported me and had my back throughout my career, both on and off the field and in the classroom. From giving me advice when I was slumping at the plate, to lending me your car when mine broke down. They were like brothers to me and still are. I will forever be grateful for all you taught me and allowing me to be your teammate, but more importantly, your friend. Without you, I would not be up here tonight. In my mind, you guys are Hall of Famers. I almost got through it. This is such a great honor, and I truly am very humbled to be inducted into the E-Club's Athletic Hall of Fame. Without the support of my family and friends, all my coaches, all my teammates, I certainly would not be up here. Saying that, this is as much your honor as it is mine. Thank you all for being here. Have a wonderful and safe evening, and go Eagles.
Congratulations, Greg. It's now time for the official induction. And at this time, I would like Heather Like and Howard Booth to come up to the stage, if you would, please. And they will assist with the presenting of the plaques. All right, Steve, if you would please come up to the stage and accept your Hall of Fame plaque. All right, Lionel, please come up and accept your Hall of Fame plaque, sir. Connie, if you would please come to the stage and accept your Hall of Fame plaque. Fabian, please come to the stage and accept your Hall of Fame plaque, sir. And Greg, please come on back and accept your Hall of Fame plaque. All right, now the last step is the Hall of Fame decree. Feel free to join me. Eastern, sacred alma mater, to your name we shall be true. Ever marching on to victory, we stand to see by you through. Softly floating on the breeze, verdant green with white of snow, this our banner we will carry in your heart where we go. To those of exemplary calling, these awards for performances of excellence, honor, and skill. Congratulations. You are all now officially inducted into the E-Club Athletic Hall of Fame. Let's have a nice round of applause for the class of 2016. I'd like to thank you all for being here tonight to witness this great moment in EMU history. And we're excited to have these 5 new inductees into the Hall of Fame. This concludes our ceremony tonight. Thank you for attending. Have a great night. Drive safe, everybody.